Have you ever imagined waking up to the gentle mist rising over the river, watching pink river dolphins leap from the water, all while sipping coffee on the deck of a luxury boat in the middle of the Amazon rainforest? That's not a dream, it's a real experience. And in today's episode of Stories Across South America, we are taking you right there. I'm Clara, and this episode is one you won't want to miss. Today, we are heading deep into the lush heart of the Peruvian Amazon, one of the most breathtaking regions on Earth. But this isn't just about nature, it's about people, purpose, and the kind of travel that leaves a positive impact. Maria sat down with Inés Orihuela, sales director at Dolphin Amazon Cruises, a family-owned company creating unforgettable journeys through this extraordinary landscape. They talk about what it's really like to cruise the Amazon, the connection with the local communities, the wildlife you can spot from your bed, the flavors of the rainforest on your plate, and how tourism can protect rather than harm this fragile ecosystem. Let's dive in. Welcome, everybody, to Stories Across South America, our podcast where we are sharing experiences and amazing stories from our partners in South America. And today I'm happy to introduce Inés Orihuela to our interview. Inés is the sales director at Dolphin Amazon Cruises in Peru. So I'm really thrilled to talk about experience in the Amazon with Dolphin Cruises. So I will let Inés introduce herself. I'm really happy because I was lucky to be invited by Dolphin last year, and to cruise the Amazon was really one of the best experiences I had in recent travels that I had. So welcome, Inés. Thank you for your time and for being here and to share the Amazon experience on board the Dolphin Cruises with our community. Introduce yourself and what can you tell us about the experience on board the Dolphin Amazon cruise?
Hola, Maria. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for your time and interest to learn a little bit about the Amazon rainforest and most specifically the Peruvian Amazon rainforest. As Maria said, I'm Inés Orihuela. I'm sales director here at Dolphin Amazon Cruises. We're very proud to be the pioneers in luxury cruising here in South America, I dare to say. In this region overall, we operate in the largest national park in the country, Pacaya-Samiria National Reserve. In this area, we have now the largest fleet of the smallest vessels. That's with 3 vessels of our own. It's a Dolphin 1 with only 4 rooms, Dolphin 2 with 14 rooms, and Dolphin 3 with 22 rooms. So even though they are different vessels, they are also intimate, very boutique style, perfect for a family buyout, for a group of friends to do a takeover, or for independent couples or families to join other travelers that are like-minded from around the world. So that's what we have going on here in our side of the world.
Thank you, Inés. I think that, well, the rainforest is magical. I experienced that myself. What can you tell us, and for those who are listening to us and watching, what is the rainforest like on board the Dolphin cruise? If you were to compare with, because the Amazon is huge, right? But we are talking about Peru, and we are talking a part of the Amazon in Peru. What is different in the rainforest, and why, if you were to select a place and pick a place in the Amazon, why would you recommend to go to this particular part with Dolphin Cruises?
I do want to say the Amazon is the largest or one of the largest ecosystems in the world. It encompasses 9 countries. The Amazon River per se changes names through its course, but it is born in the very tippy top of the Andes in Peru. It streams down the mountains and then gets to the Amazon basin and curves its way out to the Atlantic. So yes, you're going to find Amazon in different countries, in different regions, different types of Amazon. But what we have going on here in our home in the Pacaya-Samiria National Reserve is quite a special place. Operating in such a vast national park, I'm speaking of 20,000 square kilometers, quite the area. And over here, we have the smallest villages, the most biodiversity. It's a protected area, it's a sanctuary. And you're going to see it as pristine as it gets. You have to think that the Amazon, in most of it, you're not going to have roads or highways crossing it. People move through the rivers. And so if it's not a protected area, you're going to find big towns, a lot of people, which translates into smaller number of animals. Wildlife isn't a priority there. And so what we want to focus on is being in such a well taken care of area, protected, where the priority is conservation and exploration in a very respectful way. That's what we want to do. And that's why I think that travelers that are coming down to Peru to fly internationally into Lima and then to go to Cusco and stay in the Sacred Valley and then go explore Machu Picchu, there's more to their journey. Machu Picchu is iconic and it has to be seen, but there's so much more to Peru than Machu Picchu. And so we would love to be that extension to their Peruvian journey. Combining that in a trip, that's how you get your 2 nights in Lima, 3 in Sacred Valley, another one Machu Picchu, then Cusco City, another nights. And so overall with us, because we do 3-night and 4-night programs, you get an overall 12-day itinerary. Just works out perfectly.
Yeah. That's exactly the type of itinerary that offers a great combination of doing the classic Machu Picchu ruins with the Sacred Valley and seeing the beautiful colonial style in Cusco, and then going to see something absolutely different in the Amazon.
Around noon, 1 p.m. And then you get into Iquitos airport after a short flight of 1.5 hours. Then we pick you up from the airport, and that's where the experience starts. We take over. No need to arrive early. No need to stay extra time in Iquitos. So we take you straight to our embarkation port, which is in Nauta. This is at the mouth, at the delta of the Amazon River. So from your very first moment that you arrive, you're going to see the formation of the Marañón River and the Ucayali River getting together and giving the Amazon River its name. From the get-go, the experience starts. There you board around 4 p.m., 5 p.m., and then you start navigating. With luck, we'll get to do one excursion that day, or otherwise it's going to be mostly navigation to get you as deep as possible into the National Reserve. Then you wake up in the jungle. That first moment when you pull up your curtains and you have the greenery in front of you, it's just very special. I've seen dolphins from my bed 3 times already. Of course, you see them from up on top, from the lounge while having breakfast and whatnot. But just to be in your bed, seeing dolphins jump in front of your feet, that's my concept of luxury. For us, it's not a posh luxury. It's taking you to one of the most remote places in the world with very well curated, taken care of experiences, culinary magnificence. Altogether, that's our concept of luxury. But let's save that for later. Right now, your question on how days go. So on that day, you're gonna wake up of break of dawn. It's an early wake up call, 6 a.m. for the ones that sign up. We go out and explore. We can explore for an hour, maybe 2 if we have lots of wildlife. And you'll be going into a creek where you'll have hundreds of birds picking up flight in front of you. That moment just gives me chills because it's so important. You'll see all the wildlife there. And then we go back to the vessel, have breakfast, and then we go out again for a morning activity. And then later in the afternoon, another activity. So these activities can go from kayaking, paddleboarding to meeting a shaman. And not just a shaman, but Garola is one of the two that we get to visit. And it's a privilege to get to know her. She's a medicinal healer. She uses the plants of the Amazon. We have to remember that this is the pharmacy of the world. This is where it all started, pretty much. We get to learn from her and see all these different plants and all. We have a little moment, a little ritual, but it's not going to be, a show like in Mexico or in Cusco even. It's going to be more about learning and her presence. Then we can do fishing. We do catch and release of piranhas. That's always a fun moment with our travelers there. Of course, going for hikes into the rainforest, into the jungle, seeing up close how it moves. That's something that is an important part of travel, how different places in the world have their own characteristics. And here, the jungle, it's all about that movement and being alive and seeing how grandiose it is and how tiny you get to feel in front of all these, millenary trees and thousands of living creatures around you, seeing trees that move. They move to search for light underneath the canopy, the thick canopy.
Yeah, so it is. I think that's something that you said, Ines. I think it's important. This is a real immersion, right? It's not just it's immersion in the culture of the jungle, right?
Yeah,
it's not just about seeing animals or birds. It's
no.
And with the people and these very special communities that live around and in the delta, like you say. That's one of the parts of the trip that I enjoy the most, myself in particular. Like it's how to learn how these people live.
Yep, and getting to know them, getting to see their villages, how their day-to-day goes, how their economy has changed ever since we started working with them. I do love sharing that story. So we started back in 2006. And this company, we're very proud to be family-owned, locally owned. We are Peruvian. The owners are husband and wife from Lima, but 100% invested and involved in the company. And so Aldo comes from investment banking. He's our CEO. He's our visionary. He's the one that makes us go above and beyond. And Lizzie, she's the heart. She's the heart of Dolphin. She's the one that designed the vessels that it's cruising with her travelers 2-3 times a month. And so you either get to meet her or feel her presence. But she's also the one that developed this very tight relationship with the ladies of the villages that we were going to visit. So back while Aldo was building our very first boat, she was in the jungle with her first guide, getting to know these ladies and telling them, hey, you build this, you make these baskets, you make these, items that are for your day-to-day use. We're going to be bringing travelers. Would you like to develop something that we can offer to them that I can showcase on board the boats, and then travelers can get inspired and buy directly from you? So she really wanted to empower them and celebrate their handcraft skills, and also involve their daughters and their kids into preserving this heritage that is so important. But nowadays, kids maybe wanted to steer away a little bit from that moment is when our little critters of the Amazon, you might remember this from your trip, but there's so many of them that now you can find all along the Amazon. So we're very proud of these little guys. Mean a lot to us. What started with 6 ladies back in 2006, now we have hundreds of them. This also translates into conservation, because when she first arrived, the husbands were hunting illegally for animals. to sell in the black market. And that
Mhm.
was big no for us. And so she explained how, hey, we're going to be bringing travelers. We need to see wildlife. You should be preserving animals, not taking them. So they
Yeah.
understood that, and now it's a whole family affair where the husbands are getting all the plant fiber for the ladies to weave, and all the natural colors and all. So it's been a win-win for them.
Mhm.
And we're so proud to showcase their art.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. After meeting many of these local people, they are so warm and friendly, uh, and also, and most importantly, so proud of what they do. But I also remember that they presented us their food.
Yes,
And
they're
we,
very proud about us Peruvians. You know us. We are. It's
oh
all about
yes,
our food.
yes,
In our
this is
DNA.
important.
It's in our DNA. We're very proud of our culinary
Yeah. So we
skills.
visited the kitchen of one of the villages, and they presented dish by dish, and they taught us, okay, this is how we do it. But I mean, they looked so proud, and
They are.
everyone was just sitting and listening. This connection, because these are small groups, right? You were talking about the vessels being
Yeah, from
this,
4 rooms up to 22. So it's very small groups.
yeah. So all these visits to the villages or these immersions to the rainforest, these are just small groups. People get to know each other. They
Yes.
can even become friends on the way, right? This is also part of the
Absolutely.
experience.
Yes, when you get to travel with other people from around the world, but with a mindset that is very alike, right? If you're there, it's because you have an interest in nature and is interest in wildlife. Hopefully, this trip will help you steer your way towards conservation and be more aware. And I love seeing that, how people end up the trip doing these reflections on how to do better back when they're home, and
Mhm.
and create awareness about the Amazon and overall
Yeah,
nature of the world, and how we should do better as human beings, right?
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
of the world.
And as well, across our company, my sisters and my and and myself, we are the owners of Across South America, and we are also a South American company, and we are into every detail. It's a boutique company. One of the things that our travelers always say to us is like, we love to contribute to the local economies. So this is totally different when we're talking about bigger companies. But in this case, Delphin cruises in Amazon cruise. This is what travelers should know, right? This is something that you are contributing directly to the local communities and to the South American countries you're visiting, right?
Yes, absolutely. From sustainability and conservation, we have right now 7 different efforts that we do, from conservation of pink river dolphin. That's one of the ones that I'm the most excited about. We've been working with this PhD doctor. She's Peruvian, specialized on dolphins. She cruises with us several times a year, so travelers can get to meet her, listen to her presentations, but also be involved in her research work, field work with the dolphins, listening to them underwater and getting to the senses and observation. So we have new program coming up here pretty soon.
Mhm.
We are taking our conservation efforts to the next level. We're implementing new changes that we'll be happy to share with your
Mhm.
audience pretty soon. But overall, we have different efforts to, support, from reforestation, farm to table, that involves education with local high school kids, giving back to our local growers so that they can triple their plants when planting back, to accelerate the reforestation, working with stingless bees to do over pollination in a safe way together with our local villagers, and so on. We have a few different efforts that we do that we love to have our travelers be involved with and do their takeaways to to again go back home and feel that change in them. Yeah.
Mhm. Lots of experiences going on.
Yes, absolutely. And I feel like that's also part of the Relais Chateau DNA. For the ones that aren't familiar with the brand, it's a group of hotels, restaurants, and now cruises around the world. It started in France 70 years ago with 7 properties, and now we have 580 something properties around the world. In most continents. In South America, we have a very tight group of, I would say, the best collection in South America of properties, I dare to say. And what we have in common is our passion for hospitality, culinary excellence. We have over 400 Michelin stars in the world between all of our restaurants. And so culinary is going to be very important for us, but also intertwined with sustainability. That's why it's important. And so authenticity and being family or locally owned, and that's who we are. So it gives us that self-approval, I'd say, and just resonates with other properties around the world, our continent, and even our country, right? In Peru, we have good friends like Hotel B in Lima, Soliluna in Cusco, and many more. So overall, we can always put an itinerary together like that with you guys.
Correct.
Yep.
So it's what the Dolphin is all about is the experience of authenticity in the rainforest, in the Amazon, at the same time with this level of comfort and culinary excellence that are aligned with this international level you can expect as a Relais Chateau property.
Yes.
Which, by the way, congratulations if you are the first ones in the category.
Yeah, it took us a few years to open up that cruising category. It was back in 2017. So it's been years now. And yeah, we're very proud to.
Well, yes, you should be. Congrats.
The values through the water.
Inez, so we are, I want to go again. I feel like I've been listening to you. I'm like, okay, I feel I want to take this
Well, and that's the beauty about our destination, that we operate year round. It is a rainforest, so rain is not really a big factor, but I do have 2 dramatic seasons, and that's going to be high water and low water. So high water, when it varies now with climate change, but let's say late December up until June, July. Nowadays, it keeps on shifting, extending, switching a little bit. But that's when water level goes up to the treetops and it's all flooded. So we're able to go so much further in and get it to a lagoon in the middle of the forest where you're only going to find maybe a fisherman showing you his catch of the day with lots of pride, to have a sloth on eye level, to have monkeys that hear the speedboat and come jumping out, and you get to see up close, to see dolphins swimming in between trees, which to me is so surreal. It's hard to say, but I do lean towards that high water season. But then low water season is when I've had my most exciting Discovery Channel National Geographic moment. It was last July, and we're on the skiff, water is low, and all of a sudden I see movement in between the trees next to me, and it's hard to decipher, but it ended up being 4 or 5 giant river otters. It was like, they're the size of, I don't know, the biggest dog you can think. And so they start running next to us, and then in front of us, they go like torpedoes into the water. And I'm like, what's happening? And then all of a sudden, there's this caiman. My guide screamed caiman, and it was close to 3 meters. And I was like, oh no, the caiman's gonna, go after the otters. They're like, no, the otters are jumping in the water after the caiman. And so I learned that they attack him from the belly and all of them. And as they were approaching him, a group of dolphins show up.
Oh my God. That's definitely, yeah.
Then everyone went their own way. The
And
otters,
that's a geographic moment.
the otters went back to the jungle. The caiman went to the other side of the shore. And as I'm trying to film all of this, I got nothing. I just like absorbed it all. And I look down and there's a little turtle next to me, like arm's length from the boat, just looking at me. Water turtle. So yeah, that was my most precious moment that happened in low water season when we can be more active, do more hikes. We can do mud treatment on the beach. My skin was delicious after doing that. It's a silly moment. And yeah, see the giant river otters that it's hard to see them during the high water season. So overall, it pairs a little bit better with Cusco because it's not raining up there up until October. So overall, it's a great year-round destination. And that makes it that you can come back in a different season and see it in a whole different light. You know, we have very few travelers that are repeat travelers. Most of them, they have already been to Peru, done Machu Picchu, done Cusco, and they wanted more. And so they come back and just pair us with Lima or a different destination like Paracas or Cuelap or whatnot. And then there you go. You got your second trip to Peru. You get to go to these restaurants, #1 in the world, 50's best, and so many more.
Whole experience. And the good news is you can go anytime during the year.
Yes.
And I would say don't let the rain stop you, right? Because you said that when it floated, like it starts December, it could be a bit earlier, or it depends, right? The weather is changing, but from December until
June,
April,
for sure, July, depends on the year.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if that's the only moment you can travel, I wouldn't say don't let that stop you. I mean, that's my
not really any time. I've been with the company 15 years. I've been too many trips that I lost count already. And there has not been a trip where I haven't been in such an awe. There's always these stunning moments that are life-changing. So yeah, definitely. Anytime of the year is good to come.
They are life-changing. I would be a repeat customer. I travel alone because this is part of what I do as a business owner. But I'm planning on taking the kids, and I'd say there are plenty of things for the different kind of ages, right? From kids, retired travelers. Like I feel that's a great place for.
One of my favorite trips is when I took my son. He was 7 at that point, and then my dad, who was 87. So I got to see the whole range, right? Nico was very excited to do it all. He's a very nature-driven kid. We live in Utah, and so it's all about, the outdoors for him. So he's always absorbing everything, connecting. The way he connects with the local kids, it's just beautiful. The very first time he went decompressing after a long day, just laying in bed and hearing him say like, "Mommy, they don't have toys. They don't have like all this stuff we have." And we're having so much fun. Just playing with a rod, digging for ants, and they taught me how to do that, and now I'm going to do it back home, and so many good life experiences. And then to have the opposite of my dad, 87, he had been before a couple times where he had done the excursions and all, but he's at an age that when we got on board, he said, "Inés, I don't think I'm going to be doing the excursions. Don't take it personally. I'm going to enjoy my time here. I want to share with you. I'm just not going to be leaving the boat."
Which is fine. Yeah.
I was like, "What? No, you have to come out at least on the skiff because we have travelers that don't have good mobility walking wise, and they just sit on the skiff and we take him out." And he's like, "No, I'll just stay on board." Every time we would come back, he'd be excited. "I just saw dolphins. I just saw sloth. I just talked to the captain for an hour while he was, navigating. He was chatting his ear off. Of course, the food, the wine, he loves talking to the naturalists and listening to presentations and learning from them. And just to see wildlife, from your bed, from the dining area, from the pool area, it's quite exquisite. And that's our luxury, right? So yeah, either with the Dolphin one with only 4 rooms, which is perfect for a buyout. It was recently completely renovated, so you get, I dare to say, the best little vessel in the Amazon right now with the Dolphin one to the Dolphin 3 that is more social. You get to different people. You have more common areas, from getting a massage to hitting the gym to relaxing at the pool, and overall just being there while seeing it all. There's no wrong choices here.
There are no wrong choices. I like that.
Yeah.
We are comparing the possibility of doing a cruise or going to a lodge, which is totally different, right? One thing is to be cruising around the Amazon and passing these communities, and what is different in terms of the experience that the cruise offers.
Yes, well, with the lodge, it's been a while since I've done it personally, but with the lodge, you're in the jungle. So it's all about your personal level of comfort. This is going to be the most hot and humid you're ever going to be in your life. Days, right? So if you're in a lodge, typically lodges, they don't have walls. It's open walls. You do have your net for over your bed, but you might have visitors around you at nighttime. You're going to be breathing it all, right? The humidity and all, which for some travelers, that's what they're after. But for our, more elevated travelers that love their creature comforts, that appreciate air conditioning, that appreciate Relais Chateau, culinary experiences at that level, being in the light. That's something that I like to say. Right now, you can see my background. It's all light. When you're with us, you get to see the different colors, how it changes, and get to cover a vast area. You're always navigating. Even at nighttime, we stop so you can rest, but we're always on the move when you're awake, at least. When you're in the jungle, you're in the canopy. You're, as Paddington Bear says, you're in dark Peru. It's you're in the dark and you're anchored in a lodge, and you can only go as far as you can per day, right? It's like
a journey.
Moving from your bed, there's always something different. You can do the wild
out, and you are in a different place, and you see a different community, and you can see a different landscape.
Absolutely. It's ever changing. You're always seeing something different. You can't see the wildlife from the boat itself without having to go out. And then you go out. There's one day I did 5 activities in one day. We did the exploration at break of dawn. Then we did the shaman. Then we went to hanging bridges. That was all in the morning. Then in the afternoon, we did kayaking. And then at nighttime, we did a skiff exploration night safari. 5 activities in one day. So this can be as active or as relaxed as you want it to be. If you have a couple that has different interests, where maybe she's the one that really wants to go out and explore the jungle and all, and he wants to lay back and get a massage and read the book and enjoy being by the pool, or vice versa, then you can have that. And without you're in the lodge, you both have to be very committed to all the elements of the jungle.
Yeah, I understand. This is like the luxury. It's without compromising on the comfort, right? Because the cruise offers this
absolutely
beautiful cabins with all the amenities and comfortable beds and air conditioning, like you were saying. And the food is just...
The Dolphin one to have your own, each room is 680 square feet. You have your private terrace, you have your own plunge pool, jacuzzi. In the Dolphin 3, we have our owner suite, 600 square feet, the entire front area of the vessel, deep top overlooking the river. And then the regular rooms are great size, great bathroom
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
So it's like being in a boutique hotel, just that you're moving through the jungle. So
That's a good description. What do you say, Ines? So, and with this, we're coming to an end to this chat, which I'm loving. We will probably do another one in the coming episodes, and we can talk about more in specific about the experiences and the cultural exchange. There are other cruises, right? I mean, this part of Peru, this part of the Amazon, I mean, it's not really massive tourism, not at all. But there are other companies that are cruising. For us, Delphin Amazon is special. But I want to hear from you. What makes the Delphin Amazon different? Why would our travelers say, yeah, definitely the Delphin is for us?
yeah. Well, thank you for that question. For us, number one, we're the only Peruvian owned, the only family owned, the only ones with our owners so present, 100% involved. I mean, Lisi is cruising with her travelers 2-3 times a month. So big chances you'll get to meet her or just feel her presence through the warmth of our people. That's something that really characterizes us, the warmth of our service, the attentiveness, how they learn the names of all of our guests from day one is just something that always impresses me. The warm smiles and connections that you get with our crew is just, I love reading all the comment cards from my guests. And when these are world travelers saying, I've been to all these African safaris, I've had guides, for decades, but your guide is the best one I've had in my life. That to me means the world. So the human factor is going to be huge because it doesn't just go from the service and the warmth, but it also translates into what we're doing here. Our passion for conservation, our passion for empowering women. This is our people. My guides are godfathers of I don't know how many dozens of children in the jungle. This is our I'm very proud to showcase it to the world. Our food is very local, yet very approachable. It's just a culinary journey of its own. We cater to all, to vegan, vegetarian, to the picky eaters. If they love fish or if they hate it or if they're curious about it, just want to try a little bit, we take care of all those details and really, we really deliver.
As a family business ourselves, and local business based in South America, I can say that makes a big difference for travelers who are thinking of visiting an area, and there is a possibility of picking or selecting a company that is from the region, locally based, and a family business. It makes a big difference. I mean, I know from the feedback we get from travelers how passionate we are. And I know that the way you are describing the owners and how they build this business and they give back, I think that's really something unique about Delphin Cruises. So
it really reflects not just on the architecture and the style, but on the experience overall, the activities, and all the little details that they're going to find and have those little wow moments. For us, being internationally recognized in lists like Top River Cruises, Condé Nast, Travel and Leisure, it means extra to us. Because if you read those lists, we're the only single destination, locally owned, family owned company amongst international titans. We're very proud. We're very proud of what we have accomplished. 20 years. It'll be our anniversary next year. So we're coming up to the big number. And it fills us with pride with what we have accomplished from our little nook in the world here.
Well, 20 years, congratulations. And you've been in the company also for quite a long time, which also says a lot.
15 years.
15 years. Yeah. So that's amazing. And I think that the team, the staff, the guides, I agree with you. They are at the end of the journey. I did a short journey, it was 4 days. They were like friends, like we knew them from.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so many tears shed during those goodbyes at the airport with my guides, and they feel very genuine.
I would say it's a really life-changing experience. And also for us, as a boutique company, we are really happy to partner with companies like Dolphin. It's really we have the same values. I feel like it's great for us to tell our travelers about these experiences because that's we like to work. So
absolutely, and we love taking care of your travelers. So whenever we see your name coming up, we always give them a little extra love. So good job on traveling with.
I want to thank you, Ines, for being here, sharing all that you passionately share about Delphin cruises in the Amazon in Peru. Is there anything you'd like to share as a final note for our travelers and the community who listens to the podcast?
This is a big world. There's so many destinations that you can choose off. Just trust us that if you do choose South America, if you do choose Peru, and if you do choose the Amazon, your life is going to be quite touched and change forever. And you won't regret it. You'll celebrate it for life. So yeah, hopefully we get to treat you well and welcome you on board.
Yeah. And for those who are thinking of going to the Amazon, yes, like you say, don't let the moment pass. This is a very unique experience in the world. So I loved having you here, Ines. It's been a pleasure talking and discussing about the Amazon and the rainforest. And I feel like I want to go back to my pictures and my videos and see everything again.
Have a movie night.
Yeah. So I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Let's do it. And thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Ines.
Yeah. Take care.
If you loved this episode, you can subscribe to the podcast and share it with a fellow traveler or, why not, an entrepreneur. You can find us at across-southamerica.com and on Instagram at across-South-America. And if you're dreaming of your own handcrafted journey, reach out. We'd love to help. Gracias and see you soon. Nos vemos pronto and let's keep the stories going.